So literal equations tell you to solve for a specific variable. This one wasn't that difficult, but some of them get a little bit harder. So on your handout that I gave you, you do have a few that are a little more difficult than this one. They want us to solve for m. So we're going to find the variable that we are trying to solve for, and that is this guy right here. And we need to see what's happening with him and the other variables to solve for him. So we're going to say, well, it is m divided by v. I want m by itself, so I need to get rid of the v. So what do I do with it? I am going to multiply by that v. And so I multiply both sides by that v. On the right-hand side, it will cancel. And so you should have gotten m equals d times v, or v times d. Order does not matter with multiplication. All right, for the next one, the unit rate. Unit rate means that we want the denominator to be 1. So if they are reading 1,100 words in 4 pages, you literally just have to divide 1,100 divided by 4 here. And you should have gotten 275 words per page. Unit rate. All right. And then the next one here, convert the given rate to an equivalent rate, 88 feet per second, into miles per hour. All right, so we're going to set this up like a fraction. 88 feet per 1 second. All right, we want to change seconds to hours. How many seconds are in an hour? There's 60 in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour. How many? 3,600 seconds. All right, in 1 hour. All right. You want to make sure that if your seconds is in the denominator, it becomes the numerator at this point because you want them to cancel. You want your units to cancel. All right, we also want feet changed to miles. How many feet are in a mile? 5,280. Yep, 5,280. So where is it going to go? Numerator or denominator for my feet? Where is it currently? It's in the numerator, so I need it to go in the denominator. 5,280 feet here in 1 mile. And then you literally just multiply across. Okay? So you're going to multiply 88 times 3,600 times 1. That is my numerator. 1 times 5,280. That is my denominator. You should have gotten 60 miles per hour. So for this one, I have two fractions that are equal to each other. I am just going to cross multiply here. I'm going to take the 9 times the x minus 1. The key here is that you put parentheses around that x minus 1. And then the 6 times the x plus 1. 6 times the x plus 1. And then I'm just going to solve this guy. Distribute. So I have 9x minus 9 on this side. Distribute 6x plus 6 on that side. And then I'm just going to move my variables to one side. And I'm going to move my numbers to the other side. It should be minus 6x. You know what I did? I actually went ahead and calculated it, by the way. Sorry. I told my head it was going to be 3. Yeah, that's 15. So x equals what? 5. Here is similar figures. Write and solve a proportion. They want us to solve for x. So we have to look and see what x is corresponding to. They told us that A corresponds to D, that B corresponds to E, and that C corresponds to F. All right? So that means that my AB should correspond to my DE. And then my BC should correspond to my EF, which means I'm going to set up equivalent fractions here. So I'm going to say my x, if that's in my numerator, over my 17 should equal my 20. Always use the same figure. If I started with that numerator, I need to use the same figure for the numerator, over my 25. You can reduce these before you multiply, and I would actually recommend it. How do I reduce these? What goes into both? 5, right? So I can say x over 17 equals what?
4.
Yeah, 4 over 5, which makes it a little bit easier here. So I have 5 times x, 4 times 17. All right, and then divide by 5. We do get a decimal here, right? So this should be what, 13.6?
Did you just do that in your head?
Yes. This one, they want us to convert it. So you've been given a percentage, and they want us to convert this to a decimal and a fraction. All right, so let's change this to a decimal first. So what is it as a decimal? 0.005, right? I need to move this over 2 places, right? 0.005. 5% would have been 0.05, right? But this is 0.005. It's not over 100, it's over what? Now you can put the 0.5 over 100 if you want to. About your decimal places here. This is tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So when I convert this to a fraction, it's actually 5 over 1,000, which is 1 over 200. Okay? So it's important that you get this one right, or you may mess up that one. Remember, your percentage is always over 100, but technically that's 0.5 over 100. So you need to move that decimal over, 5 over 1,000. The next type that we had is using that with percent changes. The original amount was $900. You add 36 to it, right? That's the change. So the new amount's easy. The new amount's 936, all right? The percent change, how do I find the percent change? Take how much it changed over my original. My original, always use the original as your denominator. You should get 0.04 when you do that, which is going to give you 4%. All right? The price of stock rose. The low was $9.68 to $18.61. What was the stock's percent increase from its low price that year? What is my first step here to find the percent increase? The change. And so I'm going to take the $18.61 and I'm going to subtract the $9.68, right? So that should give me what? $16.92? Something like 16. What was it? $16.98. All right. By what? Which one do I always divide by? The original amount. Should have gotten 92.2%. By the way, you're going to get a decimal and you have to move it 2 places. And it's going to, on your test, it's going to say round to the nearest 10th percent, which means I want 1 decimal place right here. Divide this out. You get 0.9225, and then it keeps going. All right? So you're going to move your decimal first. Move this over and round this place, right? Which would be 3. Is that what you get? Yeah, so on your, the book rounded it differently. They rounded to 3 decimal places before they converted it to percentages. That's not how I do it. So the book did it differently. So yes, you would take it 2 places and then you would round this guy. So on your quiz, it should look like that. They rounded before they did the percentage. Ron earns a 15% commission on his sales in addition to $1,500 in monthly salary. Determine if his monthly sales goal, if he budgets $3,750 as his monthly income. All right? Monthly salary is what he's going to get no matter what. So he's going to get this no matter what. Okay? He wants this as his total. So how much is he going to get in commission? How do we find that out? We're going to say $3,750. That's his total. Minus what we know he's going to get. Right? What are we going to get here? All right. So if he makes 15% commission, then this commission should be 15% of his sales. Yes? So then how do I solve for what his sales need to be? Divide. Now I'm not going to divide by 15%. What am I going to divide by? 0.15. Right? So if I have 2,250 and I'm dividing that by 0.15, what am I going to get? Yeah. Should get 15,000. All right. He earns 15% on his sales. They do not tell you the sales. He earns $1,500 a month just flat. That's his monthly salary. He wants his total amount paid to be $3,750. So that $3,750 is his monthly salary plus his commission. So in commission, he wants to make $2,250. $2,250 is 15% of his sales. So we have to take the $2,250 divided by the 15%, and we'll see how much he has to do in sales to make the $3,750 for the total month. Julie drives 120 miles from Greenup to Newton at 46 miles per hour, while Beth drives from Newton to Greenup at 34 miles an hour. How long will it take for Julie and Beth to meet each other if they leave at the same time? All right. So this is towards each other. We have Julie and we have Beth. All right. How fast is Julie going? She's going 46 miles an hour. Beth is driving 34 miles an hour. All right. Do we know how long they're driving? No. They leave at the same time and they will meet up at the same time. Julie's distance is going to be 46t. Beth's distance is going to be 34t. How far apart are they?
20 miles.
So these should add up to 120. All right. You should have gotten 1.5 hours.